Can I ask a question at this point? So this sort of ties into how do you know who you need? Like, obviously, if you're adding square footage to the house, you need an architect as well as a general contractor. But we just purchased a new home this year. You know, we have the 5-year plan wish list of projects,
Mhm.
and like who do you need to do these different things? I just spoke to a kitchen and bath designer yesterday and was like, oh, you don't do the layout of the bathroom? I'm like, what?
What? Yeah,
And they're
yeah,
like, oh no, we don't do that. And so
no.
I'm like, who, like, how do you
I've recently,
know
yeah. You
Right.
know,
if
when people,
general contractor versus, and as things have different scales, do I really need to find like a whole new team for every different
Right.
thing? Like, I don't need an architect and a permit for this, but I don't know any carpenters. So, and then like, if I know what I want, can I just use a general contractor, or do I need a designer? Like, what are sort of those levels so you know like what you're looking for and who to reach out to?
one of the things that I like to tell folks, especially when they have recently bought a home and they're thinking about all the things that they want to do, and they're imagining how their needs might change in the home, is to put together a master plan. And that involves a designer. Whether it involves an architect like Paris or an interior designer kind of depends on the scope of the project. And if there's structural changes, then you're going to want to have an architect involved, even if they're interior structural changes. Um, and but to create a master plan, because then you'll see opportunities and challenges with doing one project before the other. And you don't want to like do a kitchen remodel or a bathroom remodel only to realize that to maximize your next project, you're gonna have to tear apart part of that project. And that's always a big bummer. And most people then end up not tearing apart the existing project and having to compromise on in other ways with the other pieces of their bigger plan. And so really to put together a plan is useful. For us, even on smaller projects, we're really pushing folks to have a design, to have a layout, to at minimum get as-built drawings done, an elevation and floor plan, so that we can calculate properly for square footages, and that our suppliers and our trades partners can really put together more accurate bids because they see all those square footages and all those nuances on a drawing, not just in their mind's eye. It also helps us to identify exactly what you're thinking. So oftentimes, back before we sort of required this piece, we would stand in a space and someone would say, I want a vanity about this big on that wall, and I want a new window over here. And in our mind's eye, that was one place, but in the homeowner's mind's eye, that was a different place. And so we'd build it where we thought that they were showing us as they pointed to a wall, but it would not be where they wanted it. And then whose fault is that? Is that us that we built it wrong, or is it they told us wrong? And it becomes sort of this weird thing, right? But with a drawing that shows, oh, that window is going in, it starts 18 inches in from this wall, then we all know it's coming in 18 inches from that wall and have that expectation. And so we can definitely meet your needs better. Even things like tile layout. Tile can get complicated if you have like niches and accent tiles and edging opportunities and all those things. So having drawings that say, this is what tile we want here and here and here, and this is the layout of the tile, will really help us be more successful with you, instead of there being a misunderstanding between words and pointing at things.